I don't mess with guys who don't eat kitty kitty meow meow, because one time I went out with this guy who was a promoter, and he was like, "Hey, I want to take you out on a date." And I was like, "Cool, that's what's up." So I had him meet me at the Jaspers in Largo because I don't like people trying to come to my house because I'm a thief. And so he met me at Jaspers, and when we go to Jaspers, I was like, "Okay."
She doesn't like people trying to come to her house because she's a thief. It makes sense, but I wonder if that's what she meant to say. Because if you're a thief, that means you some other people are thieves. You know what I'm saying? Kinda. I think people are thieves too, but that's because I grew up with a thief. Rest in peace. Love you, Zach. Miss you, Zach. You know that nigga was a thief, man. Uh, but like that makes sense. I wonder if she meant to say that though.
"Where do you want to go?" And he was like, "Oh, I want to go to the spot in College Park." So we go to College Park, and the spot is really his house. So I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I don't mind it because I'm ovulating and I'm feeling like a dog at this point." So we get into his room, and we're chilling, we're touching and everything like that. So I lean back so he can start eating kitty kitty meow meow, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't do that unless you're my girl." So I'm instantly turned off and I'm annoyed. So I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go home." And he's like, "Oh, all right, like hold on." And he goes into the next room. And then when I look to my right, I peep that there's a whole bunch of money because he's a little fake promoter. So I decide to take a stack of money
Uh,
that's off the top, put it in my
she is a thief.
purse, and I just leave his apartment, and I start booking it because the apartment, the way it was shaped, the building, the way it was shaped, is like
People kill over thievery.
was locked unless somebody let you down or whatever. But I took the steps and then somebody let me out. So then I started booking it all the way to a hotel that was like up at the corner. And then I called an Uber from there and I got home. And then he texted me and was like, "Oh, you're wild for that, for leaving." And then he texted me a little bit later and was like, "Hey, did you take some money from my house?" And I didn't say anything. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just check the cameras." So then I blocked him, and then he texted me from a text now number, and he was like, "You just told on yourself. I don't even have cameras, but that's how I know you did it, and that's why I'm gonna get somebody to come f you up." But I was like, "Find me," and I knew he wasn't gonna be able to find me. So then 2 weeks later, I go on a new
She
date, and I have the
risky.
guy meet me at Jasper's, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to this cute little quick kickback." We go to the kickback, and then lo and behold, he knows the guy, or they're in the same circle. So the little promoter is there, and so he starts spazzing on me or whatever. And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh," like acting like I don't know this guy. I'm like, "Someone please get this black guy away from me. I'm so scared." I'm trying to pull the whole light skin in
Yeah, she is
distress
talking
type
with no
situation,
emotion.
and it totally worked because the guy I was with was like, "Oh, he tripping." So the dude grabs my purse, but lo and behold, that was my favorite rainbow purse, and it had nothing but my rainbow lip gloss and an ID that was expired. And so he's just like, "Yeah," like he just snatched the purse thinking I would have money in it, but I never carry money when I go on a date because why would I? So I'm just crying and I'm like, "Let's leave, let's leave." So I get the guy to leave, and he's like, "What was that about?" And I was like, "That's the guy that's been stalking me, and I'm so upset because I had my money in there. You remember I was supposed to go to the bank?" So I'm
Can't make this up, fellas and women. If you're watching, my 42 subscribers, you can't make this up. Can't make this up. This is one of the worst stories I've ever heard in my life. In my life, it's one of the worst stories I've ever heard in my life. Not because it's a bad story, because she's so confident in what she's saying. And not only that, the title to the story is Why I Don't Mess with Guys Who Don't Eat Cat or Eat Out. But we know it. This is the worst thing I've ever heard. Close. Not really, but it's up there. I'm saying,
like low key gaslight this man and make him remember that I told him I needed to go to the bank before I date, which I did say that, but I had already went to the bank. So he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh my god, I need that money for my son. I can't believe he has that. Can you go back and fight on my honor?" So the guy was low key a scary person. So he was like, "Nah," but he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna help."
it's not scary. It's not scary. Unless she sends fear out of him. I wouldn't have went back and fought him either. I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm not fighting. I'm not no. I would never fight anyone for you. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Unless okay, give me I'll take a woman on a date and I don't know her. And there's a random person who she doesn't know and I don't know trying to rob her. I'll fight the perpetrator. I will. That being said, if the random person and she's like she recognizes this person, I'm not getting in between that. I'm so sorry. I just met you this first time. I'm not getting in. I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? They start arguing. I might just leave. Okay? You know, he's not scary. He's just
So he goes
I
to the
assume.
ATM and then he comes back with a measly $600 and he was like, "This is all I got." So I'm just like, "Oh man, I guess I'll make it work. I'm gonna figure something out." So I just started bawling, crying. So he felt bad. So I didn't even want him to touch me. So he was like, "Where can I drop you off at?" I was like, "Hey, take me home." Low key, it wasn't my house. It was another guy's house that I really liked, and I was gonna go chill with him. So he dropped me off at the other guy's house, and I go there and I have fun. And then I wake up to like text messages of the guys like, "Yo, you're a lying ass bitch," all this stuff. And he was like, "Bro, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna beat you up," all this stuff. And I was like, "Catch me if you can," LOL, because they were just going to go to the other guy's house. They weren't even coming to my house. So then I just went back home, and then they kept like texting my phone, and I blocked them both. But then they started texting me from text now numbers, and I was just like, "Leave me alone. I don't know either of you Negroes." And then the other promoter guy started texting me, and I was just like, "Well, this wouldn't never happen if you eat kitty kitty meow meow." So yeah,
That's the worst thing I ever heard in my life. That just ruined my day. That just ruined my day. I don't even. Yeah, I'm damn near hopping off stream. That ruined my day. I wonder if she's telling the truth. This woman's not okay in the head. Look at her. Maybe she gets followers by talking like
I hate when
this.
somebody say I already know, because one day after my high school graduation rehearsal, this girl named Tina came up to me and was like, "Hey, I know somebody that can get us
Yeah, I
some."
think she does that shit on purpose, but I also believe she's not actually right in the head. Her eyes say trauma. If they don't see, I can read people. You can read sadness. I can read sadness, pain, trauma, fear, anger. I can read all that in a person's eyes, and it be mixed sometimes. Hers just says trauma, but like not. I don't know what type of trauma. It seems like she's on the point where she's just trolling, cause she don't give a fuck about life. That's what her eyes look like. But she could be doing that on purpose, cause it don't say pain. It don't say, it might have a little bit of sadness in there, but I see just trauma. It don't really say sadness. Don't really say anger. I don't like this woman. I don't like this woman at all. You know? This is a horrible woman. You know? She's making money though. So I feel like God like her in some type of way. Maybe it's because trauma. Maybe because she went through some type of experience. If she's getting paid. If she's not getting paid, then she's going nowhere. Or this is all a means to an end and she has to learn a lesson at the end of all this TikTok stuff. And God's doing that too. But I hate this woman. I don't like this woman at all.
I hate when men say, "Wow, that's crazy," because one day I went to work, and when I got to work, everybody was acting all weird and staying towards me, but I just kept working. So then my manager texted me and was like,
I don't like her videos either.
I hate when somebody say I already know, because
Yeah, I can't watch this. I'm gonna hop off stream. This ruined my day. It did. I'm not gonna lie to you.
because when I was in ninth grade, I had two best friends, one girl named Janae and one girl named Tequila. And Janae invited us both to sleep over her house, and we went over there, and it was
Tequila?
time for bed. And then she slept in the middle, and Tequila slept towards the door, and I slept towards the wall near the window. And as we were sleeping, Janae must have been dreaming about R. Kelly because she peed the bed. So she got up early and jumped out the bed, and Tequila woke me up all messy like and was like, "Girl, wake up." And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Janae just peed in the bed." And I'm looking at her like, "What?" Because I'm still sleepy. She's like, "Janae just peed in the bed." And I'm like, "Well, the window's open. Maybe it was the morning dew." And she's looking at me like, "Do you have an IEP? Because aren't you wet?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I'm wet too. And it smells like pee, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "Janae peed the bed." So then we heard Janae coming. So we both closed our eyes because we both were still messy. And Janae came in and she started pouring orange juice all everywhere. And then she started screaming and saying, "Oh my God, you guys get up. I just poured orange juice. I don't like when people say nobody's ever looking at you because of the fact that when I was in middle school, I was best friends with this girl named Tequila and this other.
I don't like this woman. I don't like this woman at all. I'm gonna hop off. If you watch this YouTube, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, share this video, friend, cousin. Follow me on Instagram. Follow Cloud9 Kofi Twitch. Watching this on Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Or YouTube. Subscribe, you know? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, live your life to the fullest, accomplish dreams, get money, and stay happy, man.